Good morning. It is 9:39 a.m. on Sunday, April 25th, 2021. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Excuse me. I actually have been up for a little bit because I woke up with a little bit of a migraine and I decided to take some Tylenol and have some caffeine and let that percolate through my brain for a little bit before I tried to be coherent. It's going okay. Uh, yeah, so feeling a little iffy today, but otherwise fine. Um, had another fun session of Dungeons and Dragons: Rime of the Frost Maiden last night, where the party is infiltrating the fortress lair of an evil goddess, and it's going pretty well. Um, I also yesterday watched the last of the Best Picture nominees for this year that I had not already seen, and that was The Sound of Metal, which is on Amazon streaming. If you hear that noise in the background, I have my windows open right now because it's kind of cool and rainy outside, and it's nice to have them open, but whenever the streets are wet, the road outside my window, like the cars driving over it, it's just louder than usual. Where was I? Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal is stars Riz Ahmed. I believe that's right. As Ruben, who is a musician who discovers that he is, for reasons that are never really explained, medical presumably, but they don't really ever get into the details of it, finds that he is very rapidly losing his hearing down to almost nothing within a very short period. And the movie is basically just about him kind of coping with that and figuring out, like, what is he going to do? What does he want to move forward with? And in particular, too, part of the challenge for him is that he is someone who has 4 years sober after, recovering from being an addict. And so part of the challenge here is that this is certainly a stress that would have him feeling somewhat tempted to relapse, but also just a question of whether or not, that sort of like that mindset, like how does that affect his ability to adapt to this new situation that he's in? And I think it's pretty good. I did look up afterwards what actual deaf people have thought of the movie, and it seems like there was a little bit of a mixed reaction. There are a number of deaf actors in the movie because he does at one point go to stay at a sort of like halfway house, and it's essentially it's a place for like addiction treatment for deaf people who would have a harder time in a more traditional rehab environment that is not optimized for their experience. And he kind of goes there to sort of learn the ropes of like sign language and so on. I feel like I lost. Oh, yeah, I was just talking about like the representation element, and so I guess it seemed like that there were some who were saying they kind of liked the attention drawn, like, because there was the agreement seems to be on this is not a movie for deaf people to watch themselves in. It's a movie for hearing people to maybe understand a little bit better some of the experience. Um, that's but like some people sort of felt like, well, but that's not enough, you know. Um, what it reminded me a little bit, actually. Nah, I don't want to get into that. But yeah, so in any case, it seems like there was some mixed reaction there. For one, Riz Ahmed, the lead, is not himself deaf, because I mean, he's not. So there's sometimes that question of like, when an actor who does not have a disability plays a character with a disability, um, when there are actors with that disability who could do the role. Although it's a little bit complicated in this movie because this is not, a character who starts the movie with this with being deaf. And also, I guess there's, I also maybe don't want to be quite so quick to say loss of hearing is a disability, just because I know there are a lot of people who feel it's not. It's just kind of a different way of being. Um, I don't want to get into that too much, just because I've got, I don't know, that there's some complicated elements of that is to me, but I know there are people who feel that way, and I certainly want to respect that, I guess. Um, in any case, I'm gonna. Oh, I guess I liked the movie. Okay, I mean, it's again, a lot of the movies in Best Picture nominee this year are not happy movies. There's kind of a trend of angry movies. Kind of, but that said, there is, it. So like I said, it's not upbeat, but at the same time, there is an element of, figuring out how to play the hands you're dealt, so to speak. Yeah, in any case, I will leave it there for now, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.